Hello, friends. Today we will see the differences between a complete mindset and a rich mindset. For this, I have taken help of team books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and the E-Myth Revisited Friends. The first difference, people with a complete mindset and a rich mindset have this, that people with rich mindset create assets for themselves first, who brings them money every month, and after that, bought all the comfort things. But people with poor mindset, just to show off, buys all useless things for the show, and after that they have no money left, somewhere good to invest, and they remain poor all their life. I want to give a real-life example of this. During college time, I lived in a colony where there were 6 or more houses. All of them were very well designed, very good looking. Out of all those houses, only one house was incomplete, and that belonged to a businessman. All the other houses, doctors, belonged to engineers and professors. Where I lived, there were only uncle and aunt, and both of them were retired from a private university and are now professors, and that's why they didn't get any punch when I went to his house for the first time. I thought he was very rich. From his car to interior designing, furniture, everything was perfect. I lived in a room on the first floor. I noticed many times that uncle and auntie used to argue about money. Any excess expenditure would create tension between them. Once I was sitting with uncle in his balcony, so I told him that the student with you probably did not complete his house. So on this he said, yes. He is very cautious. The car is also kept normal. He has made only 1 floor. Because of them, our colony doesn't even look good. I don't know. They don't even earn money. After a few months, I shifted from there. So once I got a call from uncle and he said, if you have any friend for PG, so we have this question, please comment. I said, okay, uncle, but I found it strange that he called me again the very next day. And they asked me, did you ask a friend? So I said yes, but they are saying that your PG is very expensive. So he said that it must be because we are making so many facilities private. And then the next day he called again, and they told me that we are ready to lower our price. They sent it here, but actually the price was too high for my friends. And he didn't go there when I compared this whole story with the rich dad, poor dad theory. So I observed that there was only one businessman's house in which 1 floor was built. And after a year or two, that same house was the biggest in the entire colony. He had built 3 floors and it was very beautiful. Second, uncle had a Honda CT, but he used to travel on a scooter. Maybe he'd do it to save money, but I knew that from outside he looked very rich. Internally, he was short of money, due to which there were arguments between him and his wife. And friends, people with poor mentality make similar mistakes. Our salary is only $15,000, but iPhone $50,000 we will take. You will take a much bigger car on loan than is required. $10,000 that we will take the jeans. We will take shoes. But people with rich mentality calculate this thing in Excel. How much value can any product provide them? And then we pay for it. Next point says that people with rich mentality pay yourself first and then pay someone else. Many of you, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, must have read the whole thing, but very few people know the real story of Robert and his wife Kim Kiyosaki. Before these 2 got married, Robert was on a lot of debt. Both of them wanted to improve their lives, but more their monthly loan installments were than their monthly salary, who used to give them. But Robert remembered all his rich dad's principles, who said drink yourself first. That's why Robert says we always saved 20% of our salary. No matter how much pressure is coming from the loan sharks, we used that pressure as motivation, and he used to earn money for the installments by doing extra work, because they knew that if they start lending first, then they will not save anything for themselves, so they will never be able to become rich, and later they will make other investments with their saved money only, and the file will become a millionaire. Friends, maximum of us make this mistake. We think that we will first pay off all our debts, and then start saving, or we will save whatever portion of our salary is left after that. But this sequence matters a lot. Even Warren Buffett says that first save money, and then spend all the other expenses. Assume that your salary is low, and always save minimum 20% of your salary. Now obviously just saving will not make you rich. After that, you will also have to invest that money logically, but this is the first and necessary step towards wealth. Next point says that people with a rich mentality keep improving their scales throughout their life. This principle is described in the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People as Sharpen 1000. Have you ever noticed that advertisements for very expensive products are never shown on TV? Ferrari dealers will never advertise on TV asking you to buy a Ferrari from them. No helicopter company or private jet company will spend money to show you their product. But now the question comes, why is this so? Maximum population only watches TV. This is because they know that the people who can actually buy these products, they will never spend their time on watching television. This does not mean that you outsource all the work and later watch TV again at home. It just means that if you are growing and if you need help from other people, So you will not stop your growth and will not hesitate. You will outsource the work. Friends, next point says, think win-win. To understand the human psychology, researchers make this experiment in many people, and if he was agree with the other person's division, then they take their part of money. They put $100 on a table in front of two men and says, first man decide how they divide the $100, and the second man has a choice to accept or reject the offer. They saw that the people who divide the $100 in 50-50, the other person will take it. But if the one person divide 100 into 70-30, the second person will never accept the offer, means the tipping point of human psychology is 70-30. Then they went to the developed countries and give them the same offer. After that, he thought that maybe $100 is less for developed countries. So he went to developing countries and they also offered the same. But despite that, the results remained the same. If you were another soul, then you too would have had the same decision. Why did the first man give himself $70 and me only $30? So why should I let him take 70? And maybe you are emotionally okay too. But if we look at it logically, you weren't getting anything anyway. All you had to do was say yes, and you get those dollars. But maximum people say no to this deal. And this is the psychology of poor people mindset, where jealousy, chid, and poor emotions work as a wall against their success. There are emotions like competition, but people with a rich mindset always use their brain. Let's figure out some method or the other so that both can benefit. They believe in win-win. They don't do win-lose or lose-lose deals. About win-win, even if they are getting less percentage, they'll still make that deal because they know that they will make thousands more such suggestions, and you will earn a good profit for yourself and others too. So friends, in this video, we covered 5 points of rich mindset people and poor mindset people. Hope you enjoy the video. See you in the next video. Thank you. And subscribe more such amazing content.